On our today's video, we are going to talk about the cost of living as a student in Austria. So I know that everybody has a different budget, and that is why I'm gonna give you a couple of different options, and I'll leave links on the description box. So we'll just go through this together. I'll explain and do the research on the laptop with you and show you everything. We are going to do this step by step. So today we are going to talk about accommodation, like Vegas, shared apartments, dormitories, student apartments, and then we are going to talk about insurance, what they cover, the prices, and then I'm going to talk about shopping, like for food. And another thing I'm going to talk about is this transportation, and I'll be doing my research in Vienna because I know most of you want to study in Vienna or are studying in Vienna, and I'll take another town, maybe like Salzburg or Innsbruck, or maybe a smaller town, so that you can compare whether you want to live in a big city or if you want to live in a small town, because many students do live in a big city, but the problem with it, or rather a disadvantage of living in the big city, is that it tends to be more expensive than if you live in a village. So I'm gonna give you a different examples and extracurricular activities, like the stuff you will be doing outside your studies and how much they are going to cost as well, and give you tips on where you can save, what you can do. So let's do this. I am so excited. I hope you too are. Hello and welcome back. If you are a new viewer, welcome to Huku Austria, your number one diaspora YouTube channel with your number one host, Masiwa Austria. On this channel, I talk about relocating to Austria, giving tips on how to relocate, visa, job, students. The first thing we are going to go through is accommodation, because that is the most important thing. Even if you go to the embassy, they'll ask you the requirements. One of the requirements is accommodation, like where will you be staying. So sometimes you'll need to look for the accommodation before you even relocate to Austria. Student accommodation in Austria can vary from around 250 euros to 700, 800, depending on how your budget is. You can go on the lower side, or you can go for, like, if you want to have your privacy, you can go for your own apartment. Most universities don't give accommodation for the students, so you have to do your research on your own and find something. I was doing some research today because I was like curious to what people find out when they go to Google. So what I found out is that you will find some good stuff on the internet, but as a local, it's just different. Like, you have more information that many people don't have outside there, or that you won't find on the first or even the second page of Google. So that's why I'm so excited to share with you these tips, and I'll tell you things that you won't even find on Google. So watch through till the end, and then we'll know how much a student needs approximately in a month if they study in Austria. So the first topic we are going to cover is accommodation. Accommodation for a student can range in between 250 euros to 800 or even more. So depending on your budget, we are going to do a research step by step, and I'm going to give you tips from a local, like somebody who's been living in Austria for over a decade. So to begin, there are student accommodations, which can range from even 200 euros. I mean, prices have hiked since the COVID pandemic, but you can still find accommodation for like 200, which is really, really cheap if you compare to other countries like UK or the USA. So there are student accommodations from the universities. Then there are dormitories. There are shared apartments, what we call WG or WG, and then there are studio apartments, or you can look for an apartment of your own. So what I'd recommend is going for a student accommodations, but if you can't find that, then go for dormitories. The reason why I'm saying this is that because if you go for a dormitory or student apartment, you won't have to be paying bills like electric bills, water bills, and most of the time you even find that they have Wi-Fi, so you don't have to budget extra for internet, and some even have gym inside. So you'll find that you will be saving on all these costs. Another thing you can do is go for a shared apartment, because if you go for a shared apartment, you will be cost sharing. So costs for electricity and water, you will be sharing with some Vegas. Okay, some shared apartments are shared between 4 or even 5 people, depending on how big it is. So you find that you cost share everything. If you get along well, you even cook together and you are not alone. So you even get tips from other students or your VG partners. So your social life will also be affected in a positive way, because when you move to a different country, in such cases, sometimes you find like if you are not a social person, sometimes it can be hard to socialize. So if you live in a shared apartment and get along with your colleagues, so that way you get connections, kind of. You know what I mean? So for the shared apartment, the cost can range anywhere between 300 euros to 600 euros, depending on how much room you have and the location, of course. And then another thing you can do, of course, if you are somebody who likes their privacy, don't want to share the kitchen or even the bathroom with other people, you can go for your own apartment. Of course, this is going to be more expensive because you'll have to pay the electricity, the internet, and the water by yourself. So you find that you will find apartments from around 500 euros going on even 1,000 or even more, depending. Again, it depends on the location where you want to stay and how luxurious you want to live. So if you're somebody who likes their privacy and you can't afford that, then why not do that? So to look for a dormitory, I'll leave a link below. So the first one is Ujab. I personally stayed in these dormitories for a couple of years. You can choose whichever town you want to live in. I'm just gonna look like Vienna and Salzburg or something. So you click on Vienna, and then it's going to bring you all the dormitories that they have in Vienna. I'm just gonna allow cookies so that I have more space. So as you can see, they have dormitories in different places, and you can see how much they cost and whatever the amenities they have. So this one costs like 317 euros per month per person, and you can even see what they offer. They have included is the heating, electricity, internet, TV connection, and even room cleaning service. I never had this. Okay, but I paid like 250 euros, but that was 10 years ago. So just scroll and you can even check. This is even more cheaper. I just click on this one. You even have breakfast. Like, what the hell? I'm trying to click. Yeah. Let's just go and check it. So this one is in Bad Gleichenberg. I have no idea where the place is. Anyway, 10 months or all year round housing in, okay, these are in Styria. So it's a single room, or maybe it must be a twin room, because single room can be 292. So you find that you have two beds inside, so you share the beds, you have internet, you have a laundry room, you have a bicycle storage room, you even have a car parking, even a fitness room and sauna and everything. Oh my God. This is, you people will not find something cheaper than this, with all the amenities they provide here. Even breakfast included. That is amazing. The laundry, the gym. So you are saving, like you're saving for the internet, you're saving for the gym, you're saving for the laundry. This is good. It's fully furnished, room with toilet and shower, cable television connections, but it doesn't have a TV. You have to come with your own. And a communal kitchen. So you have a shared kitchen. The only downside with the shared kitchen is that some people just come, cook, and leave everything dirty. But in general, I think that's a very good one. Okay? Okay. Now that's Ojab. You can find the same in Salzburg also, just to compare the prices from town to town. Accept the cookies. And then I can't find where to find it in English, but I'm gonna leave a link that's in English. So this one is like 320 euros per person per month. Oh, they even have a gym. Oh, even the first district. Wow. The first district of Vienna is in the middle of the city, so it tends to be more expensive than when you live outside the city center. Okay, I get it. Now in Salzburg, they only have one, which is 320 euros per person per month. And it's in the Strubergasse. That's a good one. It's a good location. It's not far from the city center. Okay, so see, there are single rooms and there are twin rooms. They have internet, they have laundry room, fitness room, music practice room, bicycle storage, car park, and even a garden for 320 euros per person per month. I think that's a good one. And this is how it looks like from the outside. So that's a good one. So the second one I'm going to show you is a student housing, OEAD. So to find a housing, just go accommodation, and then from here you can choose if you want a single, double, single apartment, or even double apartment. And you can see the prices range from 320 euros to 1,400 euros. And the rooms are even equipped with pillow, duvet, bed lines. Yeah. Okay. Well, just let's say you are somebody who want a single apartment, because I already showed you the dormitories. Let's now look at the apartments. You click there, and then you can see the prices are in between 300 euros to 1,100 and something. So I'm gonna check the cheapest. That's not the cheapest, but okay. Let's check this one. So you can see you have a shared bathroom, a shared kitchen, a shared fridge. Oh, that's not good. Anyway, dishes, bedding, pillows, like they have like everything. That's category A. And then there's category D, where you have single apartment with bathroom, kitchen, and your own toilet. So you don't have to share anything with anybody. But as you can see, the prices are a bit higher. So those are Those are just category. Please choose a category to apply. Okay, let's say I want this one, category D. So I just go then apply now. Okay, you have to log in to check, but you see how it works. I'm not gonna log in, I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then the next one we're going to check out is home for students. To get here, you just go to our dormitories. And then you can choose from Vienna. Let's look at Innsbruck because Innsbruck is one of the most expensive towns in Austria. I'm just gonna check one of these. So they have 259 spaces in their facilities. You see, they even charge for the garage. I knew it, but this is typical Innsbruck. To get a parking space in Innsbruck is always a problem. Anyway, in a double room, you have to pay 295 euros. Single room flat share, it's single room. Parking and garage. So anyway, you even see where it is. So I'm just gonna leave it at that and go to the next one, which is student volume. So here you are going to go to scroll down, and here again you can choose. I'm gonna take grads this time. So the prices are almost just the same. So I'm just gonna take the more expensive one. And then you can go to book now if you want to book. And the last one I'm gonna check is housing anywhere. So you can, I'm just gonna click on Vienna, but I think you can choose which town you want. It's 43 square meters, like seriously, 1,200. Who wants to pay that as a student? Anyway, there are people who have money, so. But these are really good apartment. It's a good one. Okay, it's worth the money. But as a student, if you don't come from a rich family, I don't think anybody can. Anyway, I think I have showed you enough of the apartments, and now we'll go ahead to the insurance. So our second topic is going to be insurance. Insurance is also very important because when you go to apply for a visa, what I know is that they are going to ask for insurance, and you want to book for an insurance that is accepted in Austria because not all of them are accepted in Austria. So I'm going to give you like 2 or maybe 3 examples which range from around 30 euros to 200 euros. Again, here you want to take something you can afford, or it might depend on what the insurance is covering, like if you want to see a doctor, or maybe even dental cares, or inpatient, outpatient. So we'll go through a couple of these, and like I said, I'm gonna leave the links to these insurance on the description box, so if you need them, just go there and click and check it out. The cost of insurance will depend on your age, on the country where you're coming from, whether you already have an insurance or not, and also if you already are sick, like if you have some chronic illness. And if you are coming from a European Union country or from EAA countries, then it's going to be different, because there's a way you can get a cheaper insurance, like get treatment in Austria for a cheaper rate. So for the insurance, I have two recommendations. The first one is AON student insurance. So we are just gonna do this together. I'll leave a link, so just click on the link and go to advise me and get a quote, and then select the country where you are coming from. I'll take Kenya, and I want to study in Austria. So I go ahead and take Austria. Let's say the start date is wherever. I just picked up a date, and I'm gonna put it in for a whole year. And then my situation, let's say I'm a PhD student, and your institution, just pick I'm gonna take like University of Vienna. Do you have a health insurance? I'll say no. And then, why is it taking it back? And then insurance advice and quote. So you can see whatever it's going to cover: medical cost, liability, extra costs, 24 hours if you have an emergency, for example, home contents and baggage, accidents, legal aid. So this is going to cost you like 39 euros per month, which I think is very much affordable. And then if you want to book the insurance, just go on the request insurance and fill in your details. And the second one is Care Austria. So Care Austria, this is the home page, and as you can see, you can just pick one of the ones that you want. If you are between age 12 and 25, and this is between 0 to 65 or 66, this is for the elderly, because most of the time you find that they already have some chronic illness. Yeah, that's what it's saying. So if the younger you are, the cheaper it gets. So it's valid for the submission to the Austrian authorities in whatever country you are, or even in Austria. Outpatient, inpatient, dental treatment. That's why it's cheaper, because the dental treatment in Austria is a bit expensive. So pick up and do the online application. Our topic number 3 is going to be transportation. Vienna has one of the best transportation, and other cities also, the transportation is really, really good. So you won't need your car in Austria, in most of the cities at least, not unless you really live like in the remote areas. But most of the time, even in the villages, there is good transportation. So I really doubt if you'll need a car. But if you want to bring your car with you, let's say you are from a European country and you want to bring your car with you, it's also not a problem. There will be a process like bringing your car with you. It will take a lot of bureaucracy and doing this and that, but it still should be possible. So transportation, if you have your student card with you, then you are going to pay much less than anybody else. So, and if you are under 26, you will be paying for the whole semester. I think it's 150 euros. We are going to check this also. So 150 euros per semester, or for the whole year, 300 euros. And you will be able to move around your federal state. Let's say you live in Vienna. For the whole of Vienna, you can use your semester card for the whole year at 300 euros. This is very, very cheap. It's like using less than €1 in a day. So, and if you are over 26, then you will pay a little bit more, but it's still as good as the semester card. So there is this annual ticket in Vienna where you will be paying 365 or 66 euros. So it will be around €1 per day. So this is very, very cheap. I don't know any country where you can travel so cheap in the capital city. And let's say you live outside Vienna, like in Salzburg, we also have the same annual ticket where you can travel in the whole federal state for €1 per day. So the transport system in Austria is really amazing, and it's like really, really cheap. I really am not sure if all the federal states have this annual ticket where you pay €1 per day, but most of them do have the annual ticket where you pay less. So if you are going to stay for like 1 year, then I would advise you to go for the annual ticket. And if you are not if the federal state doesn't have the annual ticket, like I think in Vorarlberg, I'm not so sure. I'll have to check this. But maybe it would be more expensive than other states. And if you are not staying for the whole year, what you want to do is, there is Vorteils card. It's like a rail card where you buy it. If you are under 26, it costs only €20 for the whole year. And you can always use it to get discount. For example, you want to travel from one place to the other, and it costs like €50, you are only going to pay for around €28 or even €30. So you find that you pay only 55% with this card. And if you are over 26, then it costs €66 for the whole year. So if you are if you are a person who travels a lot, the card is very, very, very good because you'll be saving a lot of money. So as you can realize, to be young in Austria is favorable because they have these discounts for young people, for students, but the older you get, the less advantageous it gets. It is what it is. Also, if you want to travel within Austria, there is this thing called Sparschine. So Sparschine is when you just look, like for example, I want to go to Vienna from Salzburg, and I already know the dates and the time I want to travel. I just go to OBB and look for the train that I want to travel with. And most of the time, if you book 2 weeks earlier, you pay like a very, very less amount of money. For example, if I want to go to Vienna like right now, I'll just go to the train station and it's going to cost me around €60 from Salzburg to Vienna. And if I buy this Sparschine, it's going to cost me like €20. Like that's like a third of what I'd be paying. So if you are somebody who likes to travel, you know your exact dates or times you want to travel, I'd recommend to be booking earlier, and you'll be saving a lot of money through Sparschine.
So for the transportation, I am on the Wien mobile ticket shop where you can either buy it online or on your arrival, you can buy it in Vienna in the ticket shop. So you want to check out I'm just gonna scroll down, ticket for school students. This is for the scholars, like primary school students. So this is the one you want to go for. And this is only if you are under 26. If you are over 26, I'm going to show you a different one that you can buy. So click on it and scroll down, and then you can see the validity of the ticket and the prices. So it's valid from, the ticket costs like €75 per semester. So I'm just gonna, for the semester ticket, you can see when it's valid. This is the semester ticket for all under age of 26. So it's valid from 1st September to 31st of January, and for the next semester you have to buy from 1st February to 30th of June. And it's valid in the core zone of Vienna, but you will not need outside the core zone because it's Vienna. So if you are over 26, you want to check this other ticket, the annual ticket. Just go on the annual ticket and scroll down. You want to take the full fare because you are not a senior. So the full fare is 365 euros. If you want to pay monthly, you'll be paying like 33 euros per month. And let's say you have to go back home or you have to move to a different town, you just go and tell them your situation and they stop the subscription. But just go in advance, like 2 or 3 months before, and let them know. And then another thing I wanted to show you, if you stay in Vienna, you are going to pay 150 euros per semester. So you can see it varies from one federal state to the other. And the annual ticket for Salzburg is just the same, like in Vienna, 365 euros for the whole year. And then if you want to travel, let's say you want to visit a different town, this is going to be your app. You want to download this OBB app, and then you can always look for the tickets. You just, let me put it in English. You just go there and put where you want to travel, from where to where, and then search connection, and then book a ticket. So if you book it earlier, you find that you save like 50 or even more % of the amount you'd be paying if you go to the train station and book it there. So that's it. And then I think that's, oh, there's something I want to show you. I don't know if it's not here. If you want to move within Austria, this is going to be your app. I love this app because you just put in, you can download it in English, and I just forgot to put it in English. I just clicked it out. So what you want to do, you download this app on your phone, and you can always see from wherever you are. You can even activate your location and then just click from your location to wherever you want to go, and it's going to tell you like all the stops, whatever you need. This is a very good app that you want to download when you are in Austria.
Our next topic is food costs. Okay, this is going to vary from one person to the other again, because some people tend to eat more, some people tend to eat less, some people tend to look at what they eat, like they want to eat more meat, some people want to eat less meat and more vegetables. So, but I would say like approximately for a month, you are going to need like between 100 euros and 200 euros for the shopping. So it really depends on what you look at. If you are somebody who doesn't necessarily eat organics or look at what you are eating, I mean, as a student, I would eat according to my budget. But now I look more into my health. There are some food I eat organic, and some food I just buy anything I get, as long as it's non-GMO. So in Austria, there are discount supermarkets like Lidl, like Hofer, or also known as Aldi in some countries, where you can find affordable foods. But also you find like some days, which mostly tends to be on Saturdays, or sometimes even on Mondays and Tuesday, you get that there are a variety of food which have been reduced in price because they are almost expiring. Maybe the food is expiring. Let's say, for example, meat is expiring in 2 days and it's already on Saturday. So that means they want to sell it earlier, so you find that a product will be sold at minus 25%. So these are stuff that you can always use. There are also prospectives they give out via post, so you can always check what is reduced. Sometimes they sell bottles of something at a price of one. So these are stuff that you can always use to reduce your budget. I mean, it might take some time to check out this and that, but if you want to really look on your budget, there is a possibility of doing that. Spar supermarket is not the cheapest, but what I want to show you is that even in these supermarkets, you can find cheaper S budget products or just reduced products. In Bila, you'll find clever products which are much cheaper than other products, or cheaper products when you buy more. Like here, they sell milk for €1.19 if you buy like 6 packets of them, instead of €1.80. And sometimes you buy 2 products and you get 1 for free. Eating outside might tend to be expensive, but there are some restaurants which offer affordable prices, like all you can eat. There are so many Chinese restaurants in Vienna or even some other towns that offer a whole buffet. In Vienna, there's also in Lugna City, there's a local restaurant that offer Austrian dishes at all you can eat. I don't know if it still exists. It's called Jackie's in Lugna City. And there is also this app called Too Good To Go, where you can, it works like this. Okay, like restaurants, sometimes they have too much rest, like they cook a lot and so much stuff is remaining later on at the end of the shift. So instead of throwing the food away, they just put it like on the internet on this app called Too Good To Go. So you can, during the day, they just approximate what's gonna remain, and then you can go and reserve to pick it up later. You can only pick it up. You can't eat in the restaurant. Also, there are supermarkets that offer the same. Like I've seen Spar. I've brought some stuff from Spar and from Hofer. So the thing is, in the supermarkets, you have no idea what you're going to get. It's just like a package of some food stuff. They just put it inside and you pick it up, and when you arrive home, you open it, you realize, oh, I got this and I got this. It's funny, but you get to pay much cheap, way less than if you go shopping. But the only downside is that you don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get something that you don't even like. But for the restaurant, I've picked some stuff from Nordsee and they were good, and some bread. So you can use that too. It's a good app, and I think it's a good project to save food, so food don't get wasted and they don't have to throw food away. On the other hand, people who don't want to, or people who want to save, they get to utilize the food. Okay, now we've gone through accommodation, food cost, insurance, and transportation. But I know that most of us have just some extra budget. Like, I like to go to the gym and I can't think of staying like 1 year somewhere without going to the gym. So cost like gym cost. I love to do my hair like every 4 to 6 weeks, depending on my budget and when I have time. And some people like to do manicure, some people like to go and watch football, some people like to go to the cinema, so some people like to go to the museum. So to make your hair, I would calculate like around 50 to 100 euros, depending on where you stay, or if you know somebody, it could be less. So around 30, let's say 30 to 70 euros would be enough to make your hair. If you want to do extra curriculum activities like going to the cinema, I'd advise you to go like on a Monday or Tuesday when it's not busy, because they tend to be cheaper than going on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Vienna has a couple of museums where you can even go for free. Like every first Sunday of the week, you can go to these museums for free, so you don't need to pay any cash. So these are things you can always utilize. And if you want to sightsee, there are so much stuff you can do in Vienna without using money. You can go to Schönbrunn, you can go to Praterstern, there's so much you can do in Vienna without using money. So utilize the free stuff you can do in Vienna. There is also a Lange Nacht der Museen. This is like a long night of museums in Vienna where it's always in October. Every year I think they change the dates. So on this night, from, I don't know if it's from around 8 or 10 or maybe 6 through the night, you with one card, which costs, I think it's 15 or 16 euros. So for the whole night, you can go to all the museums that are listed for the long night of the museum. So with this card, you can visit all the museum in the night, and the trains are always going through the night, so you can hop from one place to the other with one ticket and visit as much museums as you can. I've always gone to this and I've never managed to visit all the museums because the things are so interesting and you can't do everything in one night. And then for my phone, I paid 10 euros for the whole month, and I have like free minutes, 1,000 free minutes, 1,000 free SMS. I have like 30 MB of internet, and if it's not enough, I just send an SMS and then they add me like 5 more. So it is even more than enough. So I'm gonna share these with you too on the screen recording. So only 10 euros only 10 euros for the whole month for phone bills. I think that's relatively cheap. And many people don't even know this. They stay in Austria and they pay like 40, some people pay for 50 euros. And for my internet, if you live in a dormitory, you'll get free internet, of course. But if you don't have the free internet, I pay, I'm not so sure, I think between 20 to 30 euros per month, which is relatively cheap, and I get to do whatever I want. It's unlimited. So even if I have visitors, they use it, and I also do a lot of YouTubes, this and that, and it's always more than enough. For my phone also, I forgot to tell you, if I am within the European Union, I have extra internet for using outside Austria. So when let's say I'm in Germany and I want to roam, it doesn't cost me a single cent. But of course, this is limited. So this is very good for the price.
For your internet at home and telephone, this is the site I was telling you. I just translated this site to English using Google because it's normally in German. So as you can see, for 30 days you only pay like 19 euros 90 for the internet at home. That is so good. That is really, really good. Because if you get this offer anywhere else, they pay like 100 euros or even more. And if you want a phone, you have this tariff. You have 1,000 minutes and SMS and 30,000 MBs. And you pay like, let me click on more information. Thanks God it's turning into English. So this is all I need, because you have like 1,000 minutes or SMS, and let me show you. Minutes and SMS are 1,000. And you pay only €9.90 per month. And if you need like more, then you'd go for this one. And if you need less, let's say you don't know people in Austria, you don't like make a lot of phone calls, and so you only pay €5.90 for the whole month. But for me, I think this would be just too little. So that's why I have the other tariff. And for the internet, you have to buy this, what is it called? I've forgotten what it's called. But you buy this one, and then you can pay monthly €20. So that's 8. And if you need more, you take a larger package for your phone. So this is for the phone. And this here is for your internet at home. And this is how much your SIM card costs. Only €2. Okay? That's it. And for those of you who like to train for their lives, I'd recommend this fit in. As you can see, you only pay €20 or €19.90 per month, and that is a good one. And they have like 47 studios in the whole of Austria. So let's say you are wherever in Vienna, you can train there. If you go to Upper Austria, you can train there, and so on and so forth. There is also this Fit Fabric. I think it costs a little bit more than Fit In because it's less busier than Fit In. So you can see 12 months, it's €35 per month, or you upgrade €20. But as you can see, it's still a reasonable price.
Okay, to sum it up, I think cost of living as a student in Austria, you will need around €700 to 1,300, of course, depending on your budget and the place where you live and how you want to live. Of course, I didn't include the tuition fee, but I think around €700 should be enough if you are really on the thinner side, and if you have enough cash, if you are sponsored, or if you are from a well-off family, you can use up to 1,000 or 1,100, 1,300, and so. So let's talk about part-time jobs, because I think this is also important. Even if you have scholarships, maybe you want to do some part-time job just to have more money, because the more money you have, the better quality of life you get to an extent point. So if you are from the European Union or from the EAA, then you can work as much as you want. But if you are from the third world country, unfortunately, you can only work for 20 hours in a week. And I think for 20 hours, you can still manage to earn an amount of money that is going to give you a good life. Not the best life, but a good life. Because most of the time you find that if you work for 20 hours, you will earn around 700, 800, or even 900, or even €1,000. So depending on what you are doing and where you are, you can earn between 700 to €1,000. And the good thing in Austria is that you are paid 14 times in a year. So every June, some do pay in May or June or November and December, you get your 12th and 13th salary. But that is only if you are working like part-time 20 hours or 40 hours. If you work less than that, then most probably they want to pay you that amount. During my time when I was studying, we only were allowed to work like 10 hours a week. Seriously. Seriously, what can you earn with 10 hours? And most people would tell you, like, we need somebody who works at least 20 hours to 40 hours. So we had difficult time to get a job. But with 20 hours, most people even prefer employing somebody for 20 hours because it's a bit complicated, but they pay less tax. And they prefer students because students are flexible in the evening, so they can, for the 20 hours you work, you won't go to work like 2 days. They need you maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 days in a week. So they like the flexibility you come with, and they like students. So getting a job will be easier. Before I forget, I just have to mention that if you're coming from a third world country, you will need a working permit to work as a student. This is how they do stuff for us. Anyway, you'll need a working permit, and your employer is going to apply for it, or you will do the application process together. And normally it's not a problem. You just need an employer, and most of the employers, they know that people from the third world countries need a working permit. So you will find that they are ready and willing to go through the application process with you. Alright guys, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was full of information that you needed, or that it's full of information that will help you or help somebody else. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Not only subscribe, but watch my videos, because that will help my YouTube channel to grow. I just started my YouTube channel like 1.5 months ago, and I appreciate your support. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being loyal, and let me know in the comment section which videos I should cover, because I have so much I want to share with you guys, but I don't know what you want to hear. So let me know on the comment section, and I'll be preparing the stuff for you. Otherwise, I'll just do it like randomly or like I wish to. Anyway, have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video. As usual, nawapenda wote. This is your #1 diaspora YouTube channel, Huku Austria, with your #1 host, Masiwa Austria.